Carney versus Trump. As these two get ready to square off, let's compare the two as it relates to transparency. Today, we're talking about something super important: why Prime Minister designate Mark Carney needs to put his assets in a blind trust, and why that actually matters to all of us. Now, if you remember all the controversy around Donald Trump and his refusal to fully separate from his businesses while in office, you'll see why this is a big deal. So, Mark Carney is set to be Canada's next Prime Minister. If you don't know him, he's the former governor of both the Bank of Canada and the Bank of England, basically a financial heavyweight. Because of his career, he's got a pretty sizable fortune, estimated somewhere to the tune of about $30 million. When a leader has major financial holdings, it raises a serious concern. Will they make decisions for the good of the country or to protect their own investments? That's why it's standard practice to put assets in a blind trust, so they don't even know what's happening with their money while they're in office. Canada actually has strict rules around this. High ranking officials, including prime ministers, have 120 days to either sell their assets or put them in a blind trust. Basically, it prevents them from making policies that could benefit them financially. A blind trust is exactly what it sounds like. The politician hands over control of their investments to an independent trustee and has no say in what happens to them while they're in office. That way, their financial decisions don't get influenced by how they run the country. Now, compare this to Donald Trump. He refused to put his businesses in a blind trust, claiming that he turned it over to the management of his kids, who still talk to him all the time. That's like saying you don't control your family's business while you're still having Sunday dinner with the people running it. Not exactly convincing. Trump's lack of transparency led to all kinds of ethical concerns, with reports of foreign governments staying at his hotels, companies cozying up to him, and questions about whether his policies benefited his businesses. Carney, on the other hand, isn't waiting until the last minute. He's already putting his assets in a blind trust way ahead of the deadline. By doing this early, Carney is showing that he understands what's at stake. He's not just following the rules, he's making a clear statement that ethics and transparency matter. And this actually affects all of us. When leaders are upfront about their finances, we don't have to wonder if they're making policies to help the country or just help themselves. It builds trust in government, which, let's be honest, is something we all want more of. So, while Trump spent years dodging financial transparency, Carney is taking a totally different approach. And that's a good thing for him, for Canada, and for anyone who cares about honest leadership. Let me know what you think in the comments. Should all politicians